Hi, I hope this video is coming out clear enough. It's pretty blurry on my screen. I got a new computer, so we'll see. But welcome to episode 3 of the My Life with Streams podcast. I'm Stacy, and I'm also known as Fiber Fangirl on Instagram and Ravelry. And this is just a podcast about knitting and bag making, sewing, crafting, just in general, which I don't do much of anymore. I sew and knit and, yarn dyeing, anything fiber related. I do have my own yarn dyeing business. You can find me on Etsy at lifelessstring.etsy.com. I'll put that link in the show notes. You can find us on Ravelry. There is a group for the podcast, and it is My Life with Strings podcast. And please come there and let's have some fun and talk about dyeing and knitting and crocheting or whatever it is that you do. No hate here for anything. I started out crocheting and I just can't physically do it anymore because it makes my wrists swell up. Anyway, so I don't really have show notes planned out to my Erin Condren. So I'm just going to put that back there. You can see I'm in a new location. This is my bedroom that I kind of set up for my business in this corner. And it was a lot of work to get the shelf up the stairs. Husband and children had to help. But it looks really good and I'm really happy. So, and you can see some of my yarn goodness. You can't see it all because it is a all-in-one PC. So anyway, so let's just get started with what's on my needles. So I have a new project this week, and it's in my needle sticking out there. It's in my Utterly Adorable Knits retro camper bag with the pockets here. It's got a big zip snap lock pocket there and 2 pockets on the side, and then a zipper pocket on the inside. So it's a handy bag. Anyway, I don't know how many of you, I know a lot of you, watched Eric at 6 Plus Twine and Katie at Inside Number 23. They're doing the Void Along. I had to join in on that fun. So the pattern is by Melanie Berg, I believe. I'm checking right now. Melanie Berg, and it's called Void. This is what the front page looks like. I know it's backwards. Sorry about that. And it started June 1st and it's going to the middle of July. I can't remember which day exactly, but I better get cracking because on June 1st, I forgot it was June 1st, so I didn't cast on until that night, and then I've only worked on it one time since then, and only for a few minutes because I'm still considering myself a newer beginner. I've been knitting for over a year and a half, but crocheting for many years, and so I still consider myself fairly new. So I'm teaching myself left twist. I already knew the right twist, but left twist is a little harder. I don't know how much you can see of that pattern that's starting to emerge there. Can't see much, but this is, the yarn is Quince & Co, and I believe it is their Lark base. I'm pulling out a tag right now. I got 5 of these skeins, and it is the Lark base. This one is in Dogwood 135. It is a light soft pink, if you can't tell. So nice and pretty. And I'm impressed with this yarn because it's got a really nice price point. $7.50 a skein. For worsted weight, I needed 5 skeins with shipping, $42. That's pretty good for 100% wool. It's not super soft, and I imagine it'll soften up in blocking, but it's kind of scratchy on the hands. Not too terrible, not like some of those really scratchy acrylics that you can get, but as far as the wool goes, it could be softer, but it could be worse. So anyway, I'm knitting these on my Chowgu interchangeables, and the pattern calls for a 7. I'm using an 8 because I'm a rather tight knitter. I'm using a super duper long cable because that's all I had on me, and everything else is on projects, and I've ordered cables 100 times. But this pattern, the shawl is supposed to get very large very quickly, so I'm glad I put it on the bigger cable. So I'm going to put that over there. Something that's been getting a little bit of love, not a ton, because honestly I don't have to drive that horrendous drive to work anymore, which I was doing. So I was knitting when I got to work too early on this sock blanket, Cozy Memories blanket. And that looks terrible right there, but that's going to be sewn in. But these are my mini skeins by Brew City Yarns in the My Little Pony colorways. And I can't remember the names of them. For sure I know that Rainbow Dash is not in here. That's all I know. And that this one is Applejack. That's all I know for sure. But these are on my ChildGoo size 2. And these are a fixed 24-inch cable. Because I didn't like the 16s. I thought they were too small for this project. But anything larger was just way too big. But I got a few squares knitted up on that, and now I don't have that awful drive, so I'll have more time for home knitting, which is great. I'm so excited. And then one project, oh, I got to put a progress keeper on my void shawl so you guys can see the kind of progress that I make or don't make. I had a progress keeper on my blue-gray waffle socks, and that's how much I got done in this time. And that's not very much, but it's a big foot, size 13. So there's 72 stitches on a size 2 ChildGoo interchangeable on a 22-inch cable, so it's a 32-inch cable total. Anyway, this is the Ninja Turtle, or Turtle Power sock yarn from Knit Mona that she dyed up a couple years ago that I got a hold of. And it was going to be for my daughter. It was going to be a hat, but then she decided she didn't like knitted hats, even though she loved Ninja Turtles. Oh, and that was in my Ninja Turtle bag that I made, that I sell, that I don't have posted right now, but I will. So that's by Stacy's Stash, but I did change the name of my Etsy shop to Life with String. I did that because I wanted things to kind of coincide, and I wanted a more mature name because I was just asked. Oh, I'll get back to that. I'll get back to that. Last work in progress that I have a progress keeper on, and that I'll move after today, but is my niece's poncho. And where I was is where the gnome is. And so I've done about 20 rounds, so a pattern and a half repeat. But there's those pretty cables right there. So pretty. And this is in the Rouge colorway of Knit Picks Brava Bulky. And knitting them on a size 9 ChildGoo interchangeable. Once I got my ChildGoos and I fell in love with them, I switched everything over to those as soon as I could. Just everything. What I was going to say is with my yarn dyeing, I'm getting pretty gosh darn good at it, I gotta tell you guys. This is one that my sister, who's my business partner, dyed up. You can't really see it coming through on there so well. Let me see. Does bringing this lamp in help? No. It's got some black and some teal and purple. This is on an MCN base, super soft, super squishy. It's called the Not All Villains Are Evil colorway. Super fun and pretty. And my zombie colorway, which I've yet to name because I haven't listed it yet. But I know it's going to be something zombie-ish because that's what I had in mind when I was dyeing it up. So pretty. And it's also on the MCN base. And then some others that I've dyed that I'm not totally in love with, but I think that they'll do okay on their own. This one I like, and I think it reminds me of a Tahitian sunset. I don't know why Tahiti. I've never been there. It just reminds me of it. It's got some pinks and purples and oranges and a little bit of black, a little bit of chartreuse coming through on there. Even like a Tahitian garden. I don't know. But this is on the DK base, and there's 2 of them. So pretty. And then I've got this one that I'm kind of calling right now temporarily my Pacific Northwest colorway because, well, I live in the Pacific Northwest. And that's what that reminds me of. Look at those blues and greens. Ignore the purple. That's just marking that it's a BFL. Browns, greens, a little bit of ecru coming through on that. No, just lighter brown. I wish it would come through on the computer better. It is really pretty, actually, now that I look at it more. And that is on a BFL fingering weight, and I've got it on some other fingering weight too. Anyway, so the point of all that, sorry for the shaking, whoops. The point of all that is I've been asked to go into a local yarn shop. I am so thrilled. They're going to sell my yarn on consignment. And so I've got to keep track of inventory and billing them and things like that. And that's fine. I can handle that. But I am scared to death as well because I don't want to fail. But I don't think I will. So me and my sister are going to be putting our yarns in the shop hopefully by the end of this coming week or maybe the beginning of next week. And I'm still selling them online, so I got to post some there and put some in the shop. I don't have any new yarns in my Etsy shop right now. I have a bunch of clearance here. So go run, grab them. They're my first yarns. They're clearance. They're pretty. They're just, and they're saturated as all get out. So you'll get some good yarn out of it. They're just not my favorite colors. Some of them are really, really, really pretty. And then some of them aren't my favorite, but somebody will like them. So that's what I got to stop worrying about because everybody likes something different, right? Oh, can you see my little Seahawk up here wearing my hat? Crazy. And my shawl on my dress form behind me, hiding stuff in my bedroom. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And I also wanted to mention some new acquisitions that I got. I don't think this video is going to be very long because I don't have a ton of time today. I did go out over the weekend and got a little sunburnt, as you probably can see. Took the kids to Wild Waves in Enchanted Park, and we bought season passes, and they just had a blast. And we weren't out there very long, about 4 hours is all, and we reapplied twice, and still sunburnt to all get out. But that's okay. Anyhow, so I wanted to go over some new acquisitions that I got. Myra Garcia of Fancy Image Yarns packed up her shop and moved to Nevada. Well, as a going away party, we kind of went out and we just celebrated with her last few days. And I overspent about 4 skeins and all DK, and I'm kind of mad at myself about that because I'm more of a fingering weight girl. But I did get the Seahawks yarn. And it is machine washable merino wool DK weight, 4 ounces, 250 yards, dyed by Myra. And this one I wish I had gotten a fingering weight, but then I thought about it and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I have a bunch of fingering weight Seahawks yarn as it is. Yes, I live in Washington. Yes, I'm a Seahawks fan. I got this really beautiful tonal blue. And it is same thing, machine washable merino wool DK weight, 4 ounces, 250 yards in Hawks blue. So I don't know if I'm just going to do like maybe some gloves in the 2 colors or a hat and gloves or something, but that'll be cute. Then this stuff, my friend Giuntoli, you got to check out her Ravelry store, you guys. Her designs are so pretty, and I know her in person. She's a really great woman and works really hard to support her 3 kids. But her Ravelry store, all her stuff is decently priced, and I buy almost every pattern she puts out because I love them all and I want them all, but I can't buy them all because I can't make them all. But I bought these for the Georgia hat she just put out. So I got this here in machine washable merino wool. Isn't that so pretty? Look at that. And it's DK weight, 4 ounces, 250 yards. Dye lot is Confetti Gone Wild. Doesn't that just look like a cupcake? Just yummy. And I got it. The hat has a contrasting band. A couple options for the contrasting band, by the way, which you don't get for $5 in any old purchase. So thank you, Giuntoli. This one, dye lot, is called Pink. And it's a tonal hot pink. And it's same thing, DK, 4 ounces, 250 yards. So pretty. Her stuff is pretty soft. I mean, I felt softer, but it's soft. It'll block up soft, you know. Her stuff is pretty good. So go check it out. I did something really bad. And actually it was really fun. So that's why it was bad. But I went on a yarn shopping spree over the last couple weeks, and the last shop update Gnome Acres had, I actually set an alarm for, because I haven't bought any of their stuff yet, and I really like their base, or not their base, but their color, and I don't want to mess it up. So it is called No Place Like Gnome. I am a huge Wizard of Oz geek, you guys. I mentioned this on the last podcast and said I want to get my hands on this. Set my alarm for 7 a.m. on a day I could sleep in. Tired of driving all the way to work, but I woke up and I got my skein. This was on the House Gnome, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Fingering sock, 460 yards, 3.5 ounces. And she's got the cutest little labels. And then it's even got a, where is it? Born on date. So that was born on 5/9/16. So I snagged it up in that shop update. And it came and it's gorgeous. I couldn't be happier. So after that podcast, that announcement came out for her update. And I was like, it's fate. I've got to get it. So wonderful. And then I did... So that was a lot of money in those 5 skeins. So if that wasn't bad enough, I did something even worse. I did order something that's not here yet. Sorry, I keep shaking the camera. I ordered a Freckled Whimsy Sock Nanny 2.0, which I don't know why I order bags. I make bags, but everybody's got such different stuff and different styles that I order bags. And I love them. And it was in a strawberry shortcake pattern. And I'm so excited because I'm such an 80s brat. And it's like not the modern strawberry shortcake. It's the 80s strawberry shortcake. So I can't wait to get that and show that to you. It just shipped, probably today. Because she made the label yesterday. So anyway, feeling in a slump. Watching all the podcasts that I watch. Oh, I'm not doing all the acquisitions yet. No. Watching all the podcasts that I watch, and Katie from Inside Number 23, mention her again. Love her. She's test knitting, probably done now. The Random Acts of Color shawl that the Periscoping Sisters, I believe, is who made that one. And it's due to be released on the 15th of this month. Well, I was going to start the Color Affection shawl or the 3-color cashmere shawl, which I couldn't decide. I think I found the perfect colors for the Random Acts of Color shawl, though, you guys. First, I'm going to start with this lovely kettle-dyed black pearl by Dream. It's called dreamandcoloryarn.com. Dream yarn, and it's on the Jilly base, which is 100% superwash merino, 440 yards per skein. You can machine wash it. That's awesome because it's superwash. And it's black and gray. It's kettle dyed. It looks like it's veiled kettle dyed. It's so pretty. Yeah, I could have made it myself, but this was gorgeous. It was calling my name because it was sitting next to this green. This Emerald Darkness is the colorway of this one. Same thing, 100% superwash merino, 440 yards. But it's an emerald green, and it's very tonal. And it's got some lighter greens and darker greens. So very gorgeous together, right? Have to do it. Random Acts of Color shawl takes a 3rd color. 3-color cowl takes a 3rd color. Color Affection shawl takes a 3rd color. So also on the Jilly base is this Absolute Magenta. And yes, it's absolutely magenta. It is so gorgeous. Look at the color tones. Look at them together now. I mean, how could I not buy it $70 later with tax? But that's okay. That's okay because I'm justifying it as retail therapy because I was stressed out for a little while, and now I'm not stressed out anymore, and so I'm better. And I had, when I bought those, I'm looking, sorry to not be looking at the camera, when I bought those 4 skeins from Myra's shop, I bought a little stitch marker from the PNW yarn crawl this last year, or this last couple months, and I was going to make it into a progress keeper, and I don't see it in my stuff, but it's here somewhere, but one of the cats probably got it. But, so I have no finished objects, I'm sorry about that. I haven't had a lot of knitting time with working. I live in a town called Port Orchard. We're on the peninsula in Washington State. I was working in Federal Way, and that's off the peninsula and around. And so it was an hour to an hour and a half drive every morning and about a 2-hour drive on the way home. And working a 10-hour shift, I had no knitting time. Even though they weren't scheduling me many days, I still found myself no knitting time because I was always doing something for work. So I switched jobs, and I would now work back on the peninsula, 15-minute drive to work. Life is wonderful. I have more knitting time, except it got so hot this weekend, and it's going to be so hot today. I don't know what kind of knitting I'm going to be able to get done. But that's all right. It's all right. No pressure, right? The only thing I really need to get done is that void shawl if I want to enter it for a prize. The other thing I've done is on the Knitting Broomsticks podcast with Jilly. On her Ravelry group, they're doing a Get Your Tea Wish Granted thread, and I wished for some tea, and a lovely lady got back to me. I'll give you all her information when her stuff gets here. She's sending me the tea I wanted, and I'm sending her some tea, and I put a little goodie in her box, and I'm not going to tell you what it is until she gets it. And I wanted to share one more thing. Besides the bags and the yarn, I've also been making these great little DPM cozies with the snaps. And so they've got a contrasting or matching fabric on the inside. A little label, which I'm going to update those with my new shop name. So if you order from me in the next little while, you'll get the Stacy's Stash and Shop labels. But if you order from me in, say, about a month, you'll have the other labels that say my life or life was string. But my yarn is going to start saying life was string right away because I printed those labels already at Staples. So anyway, some podcasts that I've been watching that I love. I can't get this on Snap, so that one's not going in the shop till I fix it. Some podcasts that I love to watch, like I have notifications on Inside number 23. Love that one with Katie. Jilly with the Broomstick Knitting Podcast, or the Knitting Broomstick Podcast, TKB. Love her and her craziness. She's just wonderful. She's who got me into really, I kind of wanted to do a podcast. Then I found hers, and I really want to do a podcast. Because if she can do it, I can do it for sure. Because I'm crazy and unorganized, even though I'm a planner nerd. So, and then Eric at 6 Plus Twine. He's so funny. Even my husband will sit there and listen to him because he's got personality in his voice, so you don't have to watch him. You can listen to him to see the expressions, basically, or hear the expressions. And some people are just dull and I don't know. There's just some podcasts that I can't watch anymore. And then a kid knit podcast. I heard of him off of Eric's podcast, and this kid is adorbs, people. He is so stinking cute. He's got so many subscribers already. I mean, he's kicking my little patootie. And, but that's okay because, you know, the kid's adorable and he can knit. He knits socks for his mom. He knits everything for his mom. He just loves his mom so much. And my daughter, he's 10 years old, and my daughter brought up the point, well, shouldn't he be outside playing and stuff like that? Well, he lives in a colder climate. So I follow his Instagram. He goes outside. He plays. He does all this stuff that he's supposed to do, concentrates on school, and knits in his spare time. And when it's cold outside and things like that. So, I mean, how awesome is that? I wish my kids were that into with that kind of stuff. So, but my kids have their own thing they do. They're 13 and 16, and they're just at that age that they do what they want to do. So, anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. I have lots and lots of other stuff I've got to get done. My shipment of yarn is coming today, so I got to get my dye stations all set up and get my sister over here to help me get organized, and so we can get ready to go into the shop. So excited. Brick and mortar, people. Brick and mortar. It's happening. It's happening. So if you have any questions or anything, please leave me a comment or go to the Ravelry group and ask me a question. I'll open up a question thread there. I only have one thread, and it's an introduction thread because this is all brand new. So, if you have anything, please like and subscribe to the channel and like the video and all that good stuff if you enjoyed it. I did forget to say welcome back to those who have been here before, and a big hello to the newbies. So please forgive my rudeness. I told you I'm scatterbrained. Maybe I didn't tell you, but now you know. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and week, and I hope to get back to you sooner than I have been. Now that everything's all set up and squared away, it shouldn't be a problem anymore. All right, thank you. We'll talk to you guys later. Happy knitting.